Forget what you think you know about Starfire. Seriously, we've all heard the official story. She's an alien princess from Tamaranean. She absorbs ultraviolet light, and she shoots starbolts. It's a classic sci-fi superhero origin. But what if that was only half the picture? What if the deeper blueprint for Starfire's incredible power was unwritten in the stars of a distant galaxy? But in the most ancient myths of our own planet, the official story tells you how she does what she does, but it doesn't really get into the why of who she is. In this video, we re-peeling back the layers of her comic book origin to explore the thematic foundations. Built from ancient fire goddesses and solar deities, we'll look at the mythological DNA that seems to be encoded in her powers, her name, and her very essence. We're going to deconstruct the character of Coriandar to show how she is more than just an alien. She's a modern incarnation of a timeless, powerful archetype. By the end, you'll see Starfire not just as a member of the Teen Titans, but as a goddess walking among heroes. Now, before we get into the gods and myths, let's get the canon story straight. It's important to know where the official explanation ends, and our deeper reading begins. It's created by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. Princess Coriandra was born on the planet Tamaranean, a world of golden-skinned people who are ruled by their emotions. Her people have the natural ability to absorb ultraviolet radiation, which allows them to fly. But Coriandra's story is a tragic one, betrayed by her jealous older sister, Comandra. You probably know as Blackfire, Coriandra was sold into slavery. For 6 long years, she endured torture and degradation. Eventually, both sisters ended up in the hands of the Scions, a race of sadistic scientists. They performed horrific experiments on them, overloading their bodies with UV energy to see how much they could take before exploding. But the Scions made a big mistake. Instead of destroying Coriandra, their experiments unlocked her full potential, giving her the power to project that stored solar energy as devastating starbolts. She escaped, fled to Earth, and found a new family with the Teen Titans, becoming the hero we all know and love. This is the established origin, and it's a powerful story of survival. It explains her powers on a scientific comic book level. It leaves a fascinating question unanswered. Why does her character resonate so deeply with so many people? Why do they answer? We can look beyond the science of the Scions and into the symbolism that connects her to legends thousands of years old. The clues start with her most defining feature, her relationship with the sun. At her core, Starfire is a living solar battery. Her strength, her powers, and even her mood are all tied to the light. This idea isn't new. It's an archetype as old as humanity itself, embodied in the powerful sun gods of our most ancient pantheons. First, let's consider Ra, the all-powerful sun god of ancient Egypt. Ra sailed across the sky in his solar bark, bringing light, life, and order to the world. Starfire's ability to fly across the sky, a blazing figure of orange and gold, is a direct visual echo of Ra's journey. More than that, her very presence brings life and hope to the often dark world of DC Comics, mirroring Ra's role as a life-giving deity. Then, if we look to Hindu mythology, we find Surya, the sun god who rides a chariot pulled by 7 horses, representing the colors of the light spectrum. Surya is a source of radiant energy, health, and vitality. Starfire, with her vibrant design and powers that are a literal projection of pure energy, embodies these same qualities. She is a beacon of health and life, a stark contrast to the darkness her team so often faces. Over in Japan, the sun is personified by the goddess Amaterasu, a central figure in Shinto mythology associated with light, warmth, and fertility. Unlike some of the more distant male sun gods, Amaterasu is often seen as a benevolent, nurturing figure. This aligns perfectly with Starfire's role as the emotional heart of the Teen Titans. She isn't just a powerhouse. She's a source of warmth, optimism, and unconditional love, protecting her found family with the ferocity of a goddess defending her domain. It's not just about absorbing sunlight. Starfire embodies the divine qualities of these sun deities: life, power, hope, and an unwavering, radiant presence. We're just scratching the surface of these mythological connections. This fusion of science fiction and ancient legend is what makes comics so powerful. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the secret lore of your favorite heroes, do us a solid and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We release theories like this every week, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's talk about the warrior within the goddess. Starfire's power isn't just passive. She is a formidable warrior. Her co-creator, George Perez, even described his vision for her as Red Sonja in outer space. Her journey from a princess to a slave, and finally to a liberator, places her firmly within another ancient archetype, the celestial warrior goddess. The most obvious parallel here is with the Valkyries of Norse mythology. These female figures were choosers of the slain, powerful warriors who decided fates on the battlefield. Starfire's life has been defined by battle. Her fierce, almost divine protection of her friends directly echoes the Valkyries' role as martial protectors. She isn't just a fighter, she is a warrior with a divine purpose, to defend the worthy. But there's a deeper, more tragic layer to her mythological identity, one that connects her to the Greek goddess Astrea. In Greek myth, Astrea was the goddess of innocence and purity who lived among mortals during the Golden Age. As humanity grew more corrupt, she became the last of the immortals to leave the earth, fleeing to the heavens where she became the constellation Virgo. This beautifully mirrors Starfire's own story. She is a figure of profound innocence and hope, hailing from a peaceful paradise, who is cast out and forced to navigate a cynical and often brutal universe. She is a celestial being, it's right there in her name. Starfire, who embodies a purity that the world around her seems to have lost. She is a living reminder of a better way, a golden age, much like the legend of the lost goddess, Astrea. This creates a breathtaking fusion of archetypes, the life-giving power of a sun deity, the righteous fury of a warrior goddess, and the tragic innocence of a celestial being lost from her home. It's this combination that makes her infinitely more complex and compelling than simply being a strong alien. The evidence for this analysis doesn't stop with her powers or her backstory. It's encoded in the very language of her world, in the names her creators gave her and her family, which are, in fact, incredibly clever puns. Let's start with her real name, Coriander. Co-creator Marv Wolfman has explicitly stated that this was a pun. In the introduction to a collected edition, he wrote, "Our spicy Starfire is named Coriandra, after the spice coriander. This same logic applies to her ruthless sister, Commodore Commander, and her indecisive father, Meander. The story of her name gets even better. Within the comics themselves, in Tales of the New Teen Titans #4, it's revealed that the name Coriandr has an in-universe meaning. Optimism of tomorrows. This duality is perfect. You have the creator's fun, spicy pun on the outside, and the character's deep thematic meaning on the inside. She is both fiery and full of hope. The naming symbolism extends to her entire world. Her home planet is Tamaran, a name that evokes the tamarind fruit. Known for its energizing properties, symbolizing the vitality of her people, and of course there is Blackfire. The opposition between Starfire and Blackfire is the physical embodiment of a classic mythological duality. Starfire is the creative, life-giving, radiant fire of the sun. Blackfire is the consuming, destructive, and empty fire of a dead star. It's light versus shadow, creation versus destruction, optimism versus nihilism.
Yes.
It's a fundamental conflict as old as storytelling itself, played out between two superpowered sisters. Finally, her journey serves as a powerful metaphor for the Phoenix. She is a character who is metaphorically burned to ashes through slavery and torture, only to rise again, reborn with incredible new powers. Some analysts even see a phoenix-like effect in George Perez's iconic artwork of her energy projection. She is the embodiment of renewal, testament to the idea that one can endure the most horrific fire and emerge stronger and brighter than before. So, on the surface, is Starfire just an alien from Tamaran? In the pages of the comic, yes. Her powers have a clear science fiction origin within the DC universe. But as we've seen, that's just the first layer. If you look deeper through the lens of mythology, her character becomes a rich tapestry woven from the threads of Earth's most ancient and powerful stories. She is the modern echo of sun gods like Ra and Surya, a celestial warrior in the vein of the Valkyries, and a symbol of lost innocence like Astrea. Her canonical origin tells us what her body can do, but looking at these mythological archetypes tells us what her soul represents. She isn't just a character who uses the power of a star. She is the archetype of the star, a source of light, life, and unwavering hope in the darkness. But that's our take. What do you think? Which mythological figure does Starfire remind you of the most? Are there other heroes whose powers seem secretly rooted in ancient mythology? Let us know your theories down in the comments below. Thanks for watching.